There's the cover of the Los Angeles Daily News this morning. New kingdom, new era, new time in the NBA. A new team for LeBron James. Jalen, you seem pumped up. When you first saw it, it certainly didn't come as a shock, but it still is somewhat jarring when you see it. What's the first thought that went through your mind?
Magic and LeBron in the same place at the same time, that's transcendent. And that has zero to do with basketball. It has nothing to do with how many championships they may or may not win. You have the initial Hall of Fame mogul, as I call him, a guy that currently runs the Los Angeles Lakers while he's the owner of the Dodgers. Okay, just think about that for a second. Now with LeBron James, who in his own right has followed in his footsteps, not only business-wise, but being a transformational athlete. It's just fascinating that we've compared LeBron James to Magic Johnson for so very long, basketball-wise. Now, on and off the floor, they're parallel and they're working together for a common goal. It is awesome.
And so Magic gets the huge free agent fish that he wanted. What was your reaction?
I'm with Jalen on that. There have been those comparisons since basically LeBron started playing in the league. So I like the idea that Magic went in. There's some sort of camaraderie, or they see a little bit of each other in each other, and there's just this idea of like, we're both moguls, well, Magic built his empire, LeBron's still building his. You know, I don't really know what people's expectations are realistically for this next season coming up. I think they might be a little too excited, but I don't want to rain on the parade. But, you know, good for LeBron. He did what he wanted to do, and I cheer anyone who can sort of make their own path.
And so his path to Los Angeles, I'll admit to having been a little bit surprised with how quickly this went. And LeBron apparently assured Magic Johnson that whether he gets Kawhi or not, Paul George notwithstanding, none of the other circumstances, this was a long-term play for him and not dependent on any one decision. And look, I would agree with what you would say. If this is what he wants to do, then God bless him. If that's where he wants to be, that's where he wants to be. LeBron James, however, will be 34 years old during the next basketball season. And if we're just going to sort of chalk up this year, unless they make some other huge move that we don't see on the horizon immediately, and they go into next year with the roster, generally speaking, as it looks right now, it's not a championship team. It's a much better team than it was, but it's not a championship team.
Is it even a Western Conference Finals team?
I mean, you tell me, is it?
It depends, I guess, on how the lineups end up working out, but no. I mean, regardless of what Vegas is saying right now, I still think at the very best, maybe third, probably fourth or fifth.
I applaud this move even more for LeBron James that Paul George isn't a part of it, because it shows me that he didn't only make a decision about winning the championship next year. I was staunchly against him doing that. I would have thought that would have been so bad if he would have just tried to link up with a team like the Rockets and just go try to get a quick ring. This is about building something. And you're right, he is going to be 34, but he's still playing at such an elite level. And whether or not they go into this year's season with the roster currently constructed or not, I'm looking at that 2019 class. And I know for a fact a couple of those guys are going to go run with LeBron James in Los Angeles, and he will have a super team there.
All right, so he'll be 35 years old. That's my point, is that it does not feel to me like he has a lot of time to waste being the best player in the world. And I would not have blamed him at all if he had gone and chased a ring, because that precedent has been set. That's what people are doing. And so it's all easy to say sitting here in July, don't go chase a cheap ring. But when the confetti is falling on you and you're not the one who won it, and you're looking at those guys who formed that super team, and you're thinking to yourself, man, I could have done that someplace. I would not have blamed him if he had done it at all. And so again, if they have another move up their sleeve right now, terrific. If not, I think this is going to be a very tough year for LeBron.
I think the fact that he signed a 4-year deal also is just, I think an amount of respect for Magic, a trust that he must have in Magic Johnson and what their plan is moving forward. Like you said, 2019 is going to be a big one. So I think the 4 years in that deal is big, and that he knows that this might take a minute.
Is there pressure on them to win starting immediately?
No, they've already won. When Magic Johnson, Rob Pelinka, and LeBron James are sitting at a press conference, that's a win for all of us. That's a win for the sport. That's a win. They're going to be a competitive bunch. No question about it. Are they, when you look at their roster today, as good as the Golden State Warriors? Of course not. But who is? You can't only make the decision based on the here and now. And Beto alluded to it. This is about stability. And for me, and I happily don't always think before I speak. It makes life more fun.
Yeah.
True.
It allows me to say, wow, LeBron James is legitimately going to play with his son one day, possibly, in the NBA. Like, so you can't make you don't become a mogul by making knee-jerk decisions.
No, I get that, but his son is just finishing 8th grade.
I know, this
Yeah,
is
that's
what we
weird.
I understand that that's a dream, but you can't be making your plans right now based on whether or not you're going to play with your son, who's currently 14 years old.
Here's the plan. Kawhi Leonard has come out publicly and said he wants to play for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's going to be in control of his destiny after this season.
I get that, but Paul George said that last year too, and he just signed a 4-year deal in
That was
Oklahoma
big.
City.
That's why.
That was shocking.
Correct. That's why if you're the San Antonio Spurs, you trade him to another team. Because guess what great players don't want to do? Play on 3 teams in 3 years. Paul George didn't want to do that. That's why I felt like he would always go back to Oklahoma City. So for LeBron James to link up with Magic Johnson, somebody, at least one person from the 2019 class is going to go play with them. They will have a super team. That's why you sign a 4-year deal. You don't want to have people saying, well, are you going to actually be
Again.
there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not signing if you're going to come up. And also, this allows LeBron James to age gracefully. Magic Johnson saw it with Kareem. I remember times in my life where Kareem was the more dominant player in the league. And I also remember times in my career where Kareem get the rebound, he outlet it, and he didn't even run past half court because he knew that they were going to take care of business. And then if he crossed half court, they gave him the ball. LeBron James is going to have that period in his career where he starts to age.
Right.
So what better place to do it than in Los Angeles under the tutelage of Magic Johnson?
People don't age in Los Angeles, Jalen. What are you talking about? That's not
I
a
like
thing.
what you did there.